here at LifeWave. And we're so proud to be able to say that we have helped a lot of people just change their lives in many, many ways. You're going to hear more about that as we go through this presentation. But I will tell you how I got here. A friend of ours by the name of Ken Robinson reached out to us a couple of years ago, and he informed us that he had something in his hands, something that he had on his hands. This technology that I'm going to talk to you about tonight, it's a little bitty tiny patch about the size of a quarter. It's thin and operates just like a Band-Aid, but that's what he gave us. And he said, you must try this patch. We were literally going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin the next day. And that was why there was such a sense of urgency that he reached us before we got there. And but that night he did invite us to a call, just like the one you're on right now. And he wanted us to hear this information, and we were blown away. Needless to say, when we got to Milwaukee, the first thing we noticed, these are the kinds of things you don't notice at first. But when we got to Milwaukee, my husband's mother, who at the time was 92 years old, was just really in a lot of discomfort with her knee. I'd never seen her in pain before. This time, she almost looked like she was in tears because all the medication, pain medication that her doctor had given her was not helping. And so we decided, well, why don't we just put this patch on her knee? Because we heard so many other people, feeling better with this patch. Let's try it on her. And we did. She went to bed that night, and the next morning, she had no more pain. She did not get up during the night. That got our attention. So what we decided was we were going to try the patch that night. Now, originally, we didn't think it applied to us because we didn't suffer from any pain or illness or anything like that. We just knew that, okay, let's see what was going to happen if we put the patch on. What happened that night, let me back up a minute. My husband, for 10 years, had a chronic snoring issue. He was snoring extremely loud, and he also had acid reflux. So between the snoring and the coughing, it was very unbearable to sleep in the same room with him. But I had to either sleep there or go into another room, and I decided to stay there in that room. I was miserable, to say the least. And so he was sleeping but snoring, but I wasn't sleeping at all for 10 years. That night when we put the patch on for the first time, I slept like a baby. He slept like a baby. He did not snore. I didn't notice until the next day that I just didn't notice that he didn't snore. I just slept all night. And then he put the patch on again the next night, and the same thing happened. That was November of 2022. And he has not snored since, you guys. So that's been a blessing to us. And of course, that got our attention that this patch must work. All those things that people said on that call must have been true. You're going to hear some of those types of testimonies tonight as well. But we're going to also educate you on what causes this patch to do what it does. Why are we doing this? Okay. And since this all happened back in November 2022, we've been ambassadors. We felt like we must share this with everybody we know, because we heard of some things that affected people that if we could do something about it, we would do that. And that's exactly what happened. So let me go ahead and get into this presentation now. And I hope I've got the right slide up. All right, here we go. Now, why are we talking? I want to tell you a little bit more. We're talking about a subject matter that has to do with stem cell technology. Why is stem cell technology such a phenomenon? Over the years, doctors, many times they just have exhausted whatever they can do to help their patients. And what has become popular is something called stem cell injections. You may have heard of those. That's where they take the cells of an embryo, stem cells of an embryo, and inject them in some part of your body. It could be your knee, it could be your arm, it could be whatever. For various reasons, people are getting stem cell technology, and they're very expensive, but most people are in some type of crisis situation, and that's why they're willing to do that. The price is going to range somewhere between $5,000 to $25,000 per injection. Now, the problem, some of the concerns about those is, number one, people don't like the idea of the stem cells coming from another human body. Secondly, when you put the injection in your body, it's only going to be, it's localized. It's only going to help that part of the body. If you put an injection in your knee, it's not going to help you if you have a heart condition or maybe your back or something like that. Also, it's not insured. So insurance is not going to cover it, and there's no money back guarantee. Those are some of the concerns about that would come up into someone's mind. And let me just make sure that all the videos are turned off. Okay. Also, but with our technology that I'm going to tell you about, the first thing is very cost effective, about the cost of a cup of coffee per day. It's not localized. It's systematic, meaning when you put this patch on your body, it's going to work on all parts of your body. If it's your heart, if it's your brain, if it's your kidney, no matter what, it's not limited to the place that you put the patch. We do have a money back guarantee, but as far as it being insured, it's not insured because it's not a drug. The FDA, just kind of monitors drugs and all this. But if it's a drug, maybe it could be written off on your insurance. But this is not a drug. It is a technology. I'll explain a little bit more about that. So this is why we're talking about stem cell injections. Now, let me tell you, before we go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about our company. I want to give a little bit of credibility behind what we're talking about. The name of our company that is responsible for this technology is called LifeWave. Now, LifeWave has been around for over 70, it's been around for 20 years, but it's now in about 75 countries. We've grown extremely fast in the last 3 to 4 years. Because when the company first started 20 years ago, for a long time, it was maintaining a growth of around 20 million. And it grew back in 2022, it jumped up to 320 million. In 2023, 430. Last year, we ended our growth with 600 million, over $600 million. So you can see how amazing this is, and the fact that it's projected that this year we will very possibly reach over $1 billion, you guys. So this is this is a company we're a part of. Now, why is this possible? Because we're talking about a product that's not a Me Too product. You can't just go and get this product anywhere. It's not like, many companies like ours have products that, like weight loss, skincare, hair care. You can get those types of products at Walmart, GNC, and different places like that. But this is not a Me Too product, okay? It's a very unique product, and so it screams opportunity. I want to introduce you to the brainchild behind this, Mr. David Schmidt. This is a scientist. We consider him a genius because what he has done, scientists said that nobody could ever do this. No one. This is why it took him over 10 years to bring this thing to market and $4.5 million. You see, what happened when he first started his career, just let you know a little bit more about him. He was commissioned by the federal government to support the Navy SEALs in a project they were working on underground, so they would be energized and stay awake for over 36 hours at a time. And the word got out, went to all these physicians all over the country, ended up at Stanford University. Their women's Olympic swimming team were using these patches while they were when they were in competition. Now, you know why that's so significant? But first of all, that was not the stem cell patch. I need to clarify that. That was called the Energy Enhancer patch. That's the very first patch he developed. And the reason that was so significant is because when you're competing, when you're in competition, you're not allowed to use any performance enhancing drugs. But remember, every single thing that David Schmidt does is not a drug. And therefore, there's nothing that can be traced in your system. They literally were able and allowed to wear these patches while they were performing in competition. So this is amazing. But that's just a little bit about his background. And he started focusing his attention on stem cell research back in 2008. But here's the patent on the stem cell patch, you guys. This is the masterpiece. I'm reading directly from the patent. It says it's a wearable phototherapy apparatus that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief via a non-transdermal container. The non-transdermal apparatus reflects or emit specific wavelengths of light to elevate levels of the copper peptide GHKCU in the body. You guys, this is phenomenal. When you have a patent, it simply means you have proven what this patent says, and it says it right there. Once again, here's the patent right here at the bottom. It is documented on a website as well as the case study. So we're in a great place. Our company is in a unique situation where we're the only company that can market this product for the next 16 years. So why would you want to wear this patch? Why is it important? Now, we talked about stem cells a little early. Let me explain to you what the stem cells are, the intended repair system in our body. But see, by the time we get to be age 30, half of them go dormant. And by the time we're 60, almost 90% of them are dormant. So therefore, we don't have the mechanism in our body to help it repair itself. So, this is why this is important, because this stem cell patch is going to reactivate the dormant stem cells. How does it work? Well, this is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Let me explain it to you in layman's terms. I know you hear that when you go out into the sun, it will elevate the vitamin D in your body. See, there's nothing going into your body, it's just the sunlight. It's a form of phototherapy. And there's not any vitamin D floating around in the air either. But yet, though that vitamin D is being elevated, that's a form of phototherapy. So this is what this is. When you put this patch on your body, the light and heat of your body reflects off of the crystals. See, in the middle of the patch are crystals, and they're formulated in an FDA registered lab out of salts and sugars, and they turn into crystals, and the light of your body reflects off those crystals, which elevates the copper peptides and in turn reactivate those stem cells. You guys, that is phenomenon. That is literally miraculous. Once again, scientists says no one could ever do it. So this is a patented, as we said, nanocrystal technology. It's non-transdermal. Nothing's going into your body. It reflects light to activate, and there are no drugs and chemicals. This is why doctors love this, because they feel safe recommending them to their patients. It's non-invasive. You guys, 100% non-invasive. So let me be careful and make this disclaimer. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. It's just basically rebooting the body to allow it to heal itself. Here are some of the benefits. You can read them, but I will point out a couple of them, from a personal standpoint, the mental clarity, you guys. For me, I'm an interior designer. I have a lot of details. I have a lot of projects. I work with a lot of different people. Can you imagine how overwhelmed it may be to be talking about detailed information all day long? And then on top of that, now my husband and I are working this business as well. We talk to a lot of people on a daily basis. So my mental clarity, I used to be overwhelmed. I promise you, I am just as calm as I can be. I'm not, it's just something about the patch. Also, just want to point out about the reduced inflammation. Anytime you have any disease or pain anywhere in your body, you must know there is inflammation present. I want to talk to you. I already told you about the sleep with my husband and I the very first night. And I'll show you some visuals in a moment of improved skin appearance. So these are just some of the things this patch, there's no way to put on one page all the things this patch does, but these are just some of them I want to tell you about. But let's look at what happened in the case studies. See, in the case studies, this is what they discovered. In the very first few days, over 4,000 genes began to reset. Why is that significant? You may have heard of the analogy where when you drink red wine, it helps the heart. You've heard that, and it helps you live longer because there's something in red wine called resveratrol. Do you realize that there are only 2 genes being reactivated or reset in a glass of red wine? So when you have 4,000 genes begin to reset in a few days from this patch, that is phenomenal. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. We have people that, when I say brain becoming balanced, think of people that have PTSD. Think of people that are autistic, children that are autistic. We know I just heard of a young man that's 7 years old, and he was diagnosed as autistic when he was 4. He'd been going to Arizona every month to get and his parents spending $5,000 to get him stem cell injections. Why? Because they were desperate. They were determined to help their son. But I understand now, after 1 year wearing the patch, he is no longer diagnosed with autism. That's what we mean when we say the brain becomes balanced. People that have dementia, people that are depressed, all of those fall into this category of a brain becoming balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Do you know how important collagen is to our bodies? Do you think, if you think about a house and it's a brick house, that mortar that holds the brick together, that's the collagen. That's what holds your bone, your joints, your whole body together is the collagen. It helps your skin. It makes you look better. So collagen is very important. It is increased within 3 months. And this was, again, measured in, discovered in these case studies. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. When we say that every 6 months that you wear this patch, your heart is going to reverse by 8 years. Every organ in your body, as a matter of fact. I know a lady that's 73 years old that had been wearing the patch 2.5 years. And when they gave her the vascular age test, it was determined that her body was 35 years old. That's what we mean when we say the heart reverses in age. You guys, there's many more testimonies related to people's hearts just improving in a very short period of time. So David Schmidt himself said, this is not anti-aging, this is age reversing. So can you imagine that we're going to be getting younger and younger and younger as the years go on, as long as we continue to wear this patch? Now, how do you wear it? It's very simple. Put it anywhere on your body. But during the case studies, as you can see on the right, these two diagrams, they put it one group, group A, they put the patch below the belly button, and group B, they put it behind the neck on the C7 vertebrae. All you have to do is wear this thing 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So if you started at 8 o'clock in the morning when you brush your teeth or something like that, put it on behind your neck or whatever, and 12 hours later at 8 o'clock at night, take it off. Let your body repair and rejuvenate. Next morning, do the same thing. You throw it away. Why? Because you're going to get 30. You're going to get 30 patches in this envelope right here. There's a 30-day supply. It's got this beautiful packaging that this envelope also comes in. Throw it away and put a new patch on every time. Don't give it to your husband or something like that. Don't give it. They need their own patches, okay? Now, you can wear more than one at a time, but it's not necessary. But here is what is necessary. You must drink plenty of water, because this patch, is the energy needs to flow through your body. Also, your body will start detoxing, pushing those toxins out, and it needs to be able to do that in a fluid way, okay? Now, here's the part I love, because now you get a chance to relate to real life people who have taken the chance, given this patch a chance to see what it can do to improve their lives. So what I want to do first, I'm going to stop my video, and I have a young lady that I need to make unmute her. Her name is Miss Denise Withrow. Let me see, ask to unmute. And I'm going to ask her, Miss Withrow, can you show your video now?
Let me see.
I see you. Okay. Listen, before you get started, you guys, this lady has such an incredible testimony. It is going to blow you away. Miss Withrow, would you please come on? Tell everybody what you were dealing with prior to wearing the patch, what the patch has done for you, how long you've been wearing it, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. First of all, I give all praise and glory to God. And I think God brought the patches in my life. In November of 2023, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which I'm sure if you know anything about that, that's like a death sentence. And I started not to take any chemo or anything, but my kids asked me to please take it. So yeah, I know, because I'm 76 years old, I felt I had a good life and why put myself through it, but I did do the chemo. And I started that in January of 2023. And they said it was helping, since I had stage 4, I had it in my stomach lining, and it was helping my stomach lining, but I still had pancreatic cancer. And then I went, and my husband in August started doing the patch, and he started patching me. and I kept saying, well, um, I don't think this is working because I didn't feel it do anything. And he said, well, you got up, you usually get up 5 times a night. You didn't get up at all. And now it's 9 o'clock in the morning. And I said, oh, wow. And then the next thing that happened was I went to get tests and I did an MRI, a PET test with and without contrast for both. And they said there were no cancer cells in my body. Now, I'm not saying that this patch cured the cancer, but I am saying that the patch helped my stem cells so that the chemo was actually working on my body through the grace of God, and I'm still here. And I just, I just, hey, I patch everybody I love and know. Even if I don't know them, I go to a restaurant and I see somebody walking. I say, "Here, put this on you, and here's my number. Give me a call," because I think it's really important that, unlike any other product, this is not a Me Too product. You can get soap anywhere. You can get telephones anywhere. This is something that is so unique, and we have an opportunity to share and help people to feel better. And right now, I am cancer free. I'm still bloated from the chemo, but the patches said the doctor report said I'm cancer free, and I just thank God and I thank the patches, and I know that it stimulated my stem cells so that I was able to respond to the chemo in a positive way.
Wow. Can I add, first I want to ask you one question because you said you in January 2023 you started doing the chemo. You meant to say January 2024.
I'm sorry, 2024,
Yeah, I
right?
just want to, because see, I want everybody may not understand what pancreatic cancer is all about, but she may not have even survived a whole nother year.
No,
She started doing the chemo almost immediately, but you started when the patches in July or August?
August.
August. And already, was it November when you said you went to the doctor? And they did,
Yeah.
the test that they gave you is the test that,
MRI and a
yeah,
PE test,
to
and they did it
determine.
from my top of my head to the bottom of my torso, and there were no cancer cells visible.
Wow.
And
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 all that
that,
time you'd been getting the chemo from January all the way to August, and it was still there now all of a sudden. So you guys, trust me, pancreatic cancer, I don't know anybody that has survived personally. There may be some, but I don't know them personally that have made it past 4 months. And she said, you told me when I did speak to you, you had already made out your will, just everything, because you just knew you were gone. You guys, this here, what you just heard is amazing. This is a miracle. Thank you so much, Miss Lloyd, Miss Withrow. I know it says Denise
it's
Lloyd.
Lloyd Withrow.
Lloyd
My
Withrow.
business name is Denise Lloyd, I'm married to Mr. Withrow now for almost 20 years, so it's Lloyd Withrow.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that pet testimony. I know it's going to bless somebody. Thank you so much. All right. You can stop your video and your mic as well. But you guys, I have a doctor, Melissa Peters, that I was not able to get her on. Let me see. I was not able to get her physically on here. I think I got it here, but I do have her recording and I want you to hear it, okay? Because many times, let me see, many times, stop this one. Okay, many times, people will say, let my doctor hear. I want my doctor to look into this. And many times you take it to your doctor and your doctor doesn't look at it and they say, don't bother with that. That doesn't work. I want you to hear from a doctor and I want you to hear how she got become a part of this and why she's doing it. Okay, so listen, this will only be we're going to do 2 testimonies tonight, but she was going to cover so much that it's going to really bless you. Let me see if I can get this to go.
I actually hadn't really looked into it at first, but I had a few patients that were using it. And while I was looking over their lab work, I didn't know they were using it, but I thought, this is really crazy. I don't normally see these numbers and these kind of lab results and people that are aging after, I've known these people since 2014. And I started to ask, like, okay, well, what are you guys doing? These patches. So after about the fourth person told me they were using the patches, I was like, I got to start looking into this more. So I started reading all the research and reading all the patents. Pretty dry reading, by the way, but I got through it after a few months, and I actually was going through some really bad stuff myself because I'd been in a car accident in 2021 where I had suffered a traumatic brain injury, and I had 3 herniated discs in the back of my neck. So I really wasn't wanting to see patients anymore. I was actually kind of really disgusted with the health and medical industry altogether. And I kept asking God to give me something, some other way I could share my own talent in life. And so these patches kept coming up. So I finally, after did the research, I was really impressed with David's work. I was just blown away with the technology and how he found it. And so I started wearing them. And probably, I guess that was the end of January this year. I had just suffered a really bad, migraine attack, which I had been having like every 4 weeks or so. I would be debilitated in bed for 4 days. The only thing that would get me out of it was having a Myers cocktail and a glutathione push and a CoQ10 shot. It was the only thing that ever worked. It was awfully expensive, but that was the only thing that got me back on my feet. So I kept doing that. After about 6 weeks of wearing this patch, though, I had one of my migraines come on. I actually decided to put an extra patch on my forehead or my temple, and I couldn't handle it there, but it ended up on my foot, and I thought, okay, God, whatever. It didn't bother me. I fell asleep, and about 12 hours I woke up, which I didn't normally fall asleep that easy. This was day 1 of me having one of these attacks that kept me in bed for a week at a time. And I woke up and I was like able to keep some food down. And by that afternoon, I was actually at a live music venue feeling like I wanted to do cartwheels because I couldn't believe I was there and it wasn't bothering me. So I was so excited. I'm still getting goosebumps on my head just talking about it because it was such a 2.5 years of this going on. I had gone through all kinds of other therapies, and while I made progress on other areas of my troubles, I couldn't get through those migraine attacks. So this has been an absolute godsend for me. It's been 5 months since I've had to have an IV. I haven't been in bed with a migraine for any amount of time. I think the worst headache I had, I was in bed for maybe 6 hours one time since then, and that's it. So, I mean, it's been awesome. And I just started sharing it. Obviously, I was like, heck yeah, thank you, God. This is it. This is really it. I kept saying, is this it? And then I get on and I find out my team is called This Is. But my dad was the most amazing, profound experience of all. He had been sent home with congestive heart failure in February. They said that they thought his kidneys and liver were shutting down. He was diabetic. He's been on insulin for 10 years. And so my mom called and said, send me some of those patches you're trying. So I did. That was March 1st. Within a week, his legs and feet, the swelling had all gone down. Within 3 weeks, he'd gone back to that liver kidney specialist where they told him they thought he might need to go get on dialysis. They did some blood work, redid his blood work. They told him, nope, you don't need to come back. Your liver and kidney function's perfect. On week 4, he went back for an echocardiogram of the patch, mind you. And they said all of his heart tissue is fine. No more congestive heart failure. They said, you don't need to come back. See you next year. Back for his regular annual check. They took him off the. It's just like amazing. I'm friends.
Yeah.
Now you see how amazing that testimony was. She covered a lot of things, but I will say that she talked for her father to be in the kind of condition that he was in, the congestive heart failure, the diabetes, completely off the medicine. Anyone that's in that kind of health condition, they don't normally recover that quickly. And then the fact that she is a, for a doctor, we have many, many testimonies of doctors, for a physician to feel comfortable using this patch herself and recommending it to patients. That's what I mean when I say we've got our hands on something, you guys, something phenomenal. Let me get back to the presentation so that we can I told you I was going to show you some visuals. This gentleman right here had a condition called vitiligo, which there is no cure for that. They do have treatments, but they are not as effective. They, look at what happened to the spots that are on his face. They started going away, and within a year, he looks like a whole different person, and there is no more vitiligo. That is just unbelievable. Here's a lady, look at the wrinkles on her neck that have disappeared after 3 years on the patch. Look at the lines around her mouth, all around her eyes. It's just amazing. But anyway, this information that I just shared with you about technology, the patents, all of that, many doctor reviews, and a better understanding of the phototherapy. All of this can be found on a website called thisisit.info.com. This is the website that Dr. Peters was looking at, because everything is there, the patent, the case studies, everything. You don't need to go anywhere else. Send everybody to this website, okay? And when you go there, you're going to see all kinds of testimonies that you can click on, and you will find, a recording of a person sharing their testimony. Okay. Now we talked about, health and how we're going to be relieved of all these issues we're dealing with. Really, the list goes on and on. But also, I want you to know that what we're offering you too is an opportunity, financial freedom, if you so desire. Everybody doesn't want, or need any additional finances, but some do. And we also want to talk about time freedom. So this is optional. We do have a global business opportunity, but I will say this is optional for you to participate in it. But I want you to know that our company is a home-based business. This is a referral business, word of mouth type of business, and it falls in the category of a home-based business. And so there's a website called businessforhome.org, which monitors our companies like ours. We are literally the fastest growing in the world, where it says momentum rank. That means we're growing fast. Our momentum is out there, and we're the fastest of its kind. That means something, you guys. But let's talk about how we're compensated, because more than likely, you just heard Denise. I will let you know that Denise is retired, but she's a very, very successful entrepreneur. And for her to share this with other people is definitely not for the money. And she's told me that it's not for the money. It's because she loves helping people. This is something that's going to be very hard for you to keep this to yourself once you see what's happening to you and the people around you. But I will say that it is optional. This is something that you do not have to do, but it's optional. However, we can't make any promises. There's a lot of income opportunity on the table, but we can't make any promises. It's all based on your skill set, your desire, your work ethic, and all of that, okay? But let me tell you the different ways that you'll be compensated. So let's just say if Denise shared this with you, or let's take it the other direction. You shared this with Denise. I'm just using her because she was our live testimony tonight. Let's say you were the person that shared this with Denise, and Denise decided, okay, I want to purchase some of those patches, but I just want one. And she has an option. If she wants to be a customer and that's it, she can purchase this at the retail price of $149.95. The company will pay you $50. But the company is also going to give you some points. Remember the points, 77 points. But she could be a preferred customer, simply meaning she wants to be on this patch every month. She doesn't want to try it one time. She wants to be on this patch every single month because she's serious about her health. She can still be a customer and get it, but this time she can get it at a wholesale price because she's purchasing it every month. Now, with that being the case, you're going to earn $20 every month when she purchases that, and the company's going to give you 43 points. They cannot give you 77 points and pay you $50 like over here, because they're not charging Denise that much. They're only charging her $99.95 now, okay? So there's a difference between the customers, okay? That's the first way you can get paid if you refer to as Denise. If Denise says, you know what, I need a whole package. I need several of these. You can get 3 of these. That's called a core pack. That's a 90-day supply. And when she gets that, the company's going to pay you $35 one time, and they're going to give you 180 points. That's a lot more points, okay? Or if she wanted to become an advanced partner, that means she's going to get six of these, but she's going to save money. I'll tell you about that later, but you're going to earn $75 and you're going to get a lot more points, 300 points. If she decides to get the premium package, which is a larger package, there's 20 of these. Some people that are chiropractors and just people that are entrepreneurs that have that business mind, they want to get this package. You'll earn $405, but you're now going to get 745 points, okay? So that's the second way you're going to get paid. Third way you're going to get paid is called a binary team commission. This simply means as a team, we all participate in this bonus. When somebody joins your team, not only are you going to get paid a PIB, which is a product introductory bonus, but you're also going to take those points that result from people buying those packages, and they're going to fall into this tree called a binary, a left team and a right team. So let's just say this is Denise, and she did purchase that premium pack. The first month, they're going to give her 525 points. In 2 more months, they're going to give her another 110 points. But guess what? They're also going to give her points to you. She's going to get the points, but you're going to get them too. But let's say Denise starts telling other people about it, and she brings people on board. They all fall in this tree under her. She gets those points, but guess what? All these points roll up to you. Let's say you brought in me on your right-hand side, and I got the advanced package, 300 points, and then I brought some more people. So all the points that are generated from people buying patches all fall into this binary, okay? And anybody that comes in after you that falls on your left side or your right side, all these points roll up to you. And in this scenario, you have earned $150. These are just points. You know, just like when you use American Express, they give you points and you can get airline tickets. That's what this is about. But it's not just you purchasing this stuff. It's other people, and it all rolls up to you. This is a beautiful thing, you guys. And you will explain that a little bit more, because I know it's hard to capture that all at one time. But no, that is a very lucrative way that we get paid. Now, in the binary, you can earn from $100 all the way up to $25,000 per week. That's all based on the rank that you are. We'll go over that in a training for you, but just know that there's different ranks available, and more. The higher your rank, the more you can earn in the binary every week. But the one rank that we want you to accomplish, very quickly, is called the manager. Manager simply means you got 2 business partners on your left, 2 business partners on your right. As long as they purchase a core package, which is the one with 3 sleeves, at least 3 of those. If they do that, they qualify to be one of the people on your left and and on your right. And if you are an advanced yourself, let's say you didn't start out at advanced, you can upgrade to advanced later if you need to. But when you become a manager, it's going to qualify you for the next way we get paid. Now watch this. This is called a matching bonus. The matching bonus program is an unlimited income potential. Here's how it works. Let's say this is you, and this is your structure here, and Denise was one of the people that you enroll. Denise is on your first level because you personally enroll her. Every time Denise earns money in the binary, I just showed you the binary with all those points falling under it. If she earns $1,000, guess what? You make $250. In other words, you're going to make 25% every week. Every time she earns money in the binary, you're going to get 25% because you are paid as a manager. And then the people that Denise refers and brings on board, they'll fall on your second level. You earn 20% every time they earn money in the binary. The people on your third level are brought in by the people on your second level. You're going to get 20% of those people as well. Do you know how many tens and hundreds of people eventually they're going to fall in your structure just because you're continuing to share? See, remember, we're the fastest growing company. We're moving really, really fast. There's a lot of momentum. So ultimately, if you start sharing, this will continue to spread because there's no way people are going to keep this to themselves. Once again, All of this information is available for you to earn more. This scenario right here, even though this is you at the top, those people that fell on your first level, all of that added up to $17,000 in binary commissions. You made 25% or $4,250. The people on your second level, they earned $23,500 this week. You got 20% of that, which is $4,700. And the people on your third level, they earned $38,000 collectively. You got 20% of that at $7,600. You add all that together, you made $16,550 this week just in matching bonuses alone. Once again, all of this information is on a website called thisisateam.com. It goes over everything I talked about in detail. But if you're really, really motivated to make money, you definitely want to go to this website and or get with your leader, your team leader, to really break it down to you. We're looking for you. We're looking for people who are motivated. Now, when we share these patches with people, we may drop it in the mail or meet you, whatever. We put these patches in an envelope like you're looking at right now. And in these cards, this card on one side, it talks about the benefits of the patch. On the other side, it tells you the website to look at and the instructions on how to use the patch. And so this is a very professional way to present these patches to people, okay? So that's something we can show you how to order. Now, the person that invited you to the call, and I know you're really anxious to find out, how can I get some of these patches? They may have texted you or emailed you this form. And the purpose of this form is just so that you can let them know what package you want. You can let them know how many sleeves you want every month, you know, and also how do they pay for it, okay? You can let them know that you're a customer of whatever kind as well. But here's what you're going to be. This is a breakdown of the packages again. The core package in repetition is $295. You're going to get these patches for about $100 per sleeve. We call a 30-day supply a sleeve. So for $300, you're going to get these 3 of these. Now, when you get the advanced package, you're going to get 6 of them. But in this scenario, you have saved $65 just because you got the bigger package. And that's a beautiful thing. But also, this particular package qualifies you to get promoted to the manager position. Now, remember, if for some reason you cannot afford this package immediately, you can always upgrade. But I like to help people get to manager real fast. How do you do that? All you got to do is think of 4 people you love and care about, get them on a call like this. It's very hard for them to not want to sign up after they've seen this information. Now you've got a new business partner. You can get promoted to manager very, very quickly. Then the premium package for the serious entrepreneur. This is the package my husband and I purchased. Why? Because we had a big vision after we saw what this patch could do for people. We wanted to help as many people as we could. So we got as many packages as we could. And you get 20 sleeves. So now you've saved $250. See, I like saving money. But let me tell you something significant about this package as well. You're qualified. You remember that binary structure I told you about? In order to earn the money that's rolling up to you in the binary, you've got to be active. That simply means you need to purchase at least 1 of these sleeves per month. But with the premium package, you don't have to purchase 1 for a total of 3 months. Once you make the initial package or get the purchase for the initial package, you don't have to purchase any more until the 4th month that you're in the business. So 3 months that you're qualified. So you're paying about $87.50 a sleeve. So you're saving $13.50 a sleeve, $12.50 a sleeve. So if you get 1 sleeve a month, let me just let you know, you're not going to be a manager because managers have to have 110 points and these sleeves are only 77 points. And so that's going to limit you to $100 per month in income. That's why we recommend you get 2 sleeves, and that's going to be about $200 a month so that you can qualify to be a manager and you can max out on the compensation. The reason you need 2 sleeves anyway is because hopefully you're not going to stop using the patches, but then you have another sleeve that you could share with people. Just like Denise says, and she's in a restaurant, she put patches on. She's not going to give them her 30-day supply. She has extra so that she could share. Okay. And so this is what we recommend. If you're married, you need 2 anyway. So you can figure out what you're going to do about that. But we recommend 2 sleeves so that you can max out the comp plan. I just wanted to let you know, in addition to the money we make, We also get the opportunity to take incentive trips. That's one of the goals my husband and I have always had, is be able to travel the world. We've been able to do that. We just got back from Punta Cana. Prior to that, I think it was in August, we went to the Greek Isles. You know, the company is offering not only income, but also incentive trips. So you can learn more about that as well. Let me move on. Wait a minute. Can't get to the next screen. Okay, now you're looking at, please look at this page right here because it lists all the calls that we're doing all week long. Now, later on to this evening, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Central, take a screenshot. This same call that you're on right now, same number. There's going to be a gentleman that's going to be presenting. His name is Mr. Christopher Oliver. He's going to do an exceptional job. You want to get your people on there, especially people on the West Coast. But see, tomorrow, it's a whole different Zoom number. This is why I want you to take a screenshot of it. So if you want to get someone on a call the same time tomorrow, but it's a completely different number. It's Stephen Gina Merritt hosts that call. So take a screenshot of this so you don't miss anything. Also, we are doing a training this weekend in Las Vegas called the Rise Up Convention. And if you would like to benefit of this virtual training, many of us are flying to Vegas on Thursday, but and the training starts Friday and Saturday. But if you're wanting to participate by looking at it virtually, you can go to thisisaconvention.com/riseup. The tickets are $155. But what we're doing in Atlanta, we're doing a convention day party. So Friday and Saturday, we're all getting together. You need to get with the person, your upline leader, and get this information because it is a private event and it is going to be $20 per person with refreshments and stuff like that. But it's nothing better than learning and just surrounding yourself with the energy of the people that are focused just like you. So you guys, now it's time to make your move. And hopefully you're serious about your dreams. If your dream is just to get healthy, we got you. There's hope for you. If your dreams is to, in addition to being healthy, being financially independent, financially secure, there's hope for you. We can get you going with the X39. So do not hesitate. Get back with the person that invited you to this call. Let them know that you're ready to go. Let them know what package you want. Any questions that you may have, we can answer those as well. So once again, my name is Verdita Monk. I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules. And hopefully this call has blessed you. It is recorded and we will get that out to you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we'll see you at 10 o'clock Eastern with Mr. Chris Oliver.